In this problem, we have y is equal to the cube root of 3x to the fifth plus cosine of 4x. And we're asked to find the derivative, dy over dx. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this cube root as an exponent. So I'll put the 3x to the fifth plus cosine 4x in parentheses, and I'll raise it to the 1/3 power. Okay, so we're going to have to use the chain rule on this. Chain rule. And we're going to have to use it more than once. So we have the outer function, which is the cube root. Okay, that's the outermost function. And then we've got the inner function, which is this stuff in here, the 3x to the fifth plus cosine of 4x. And then the most inner function is this little 4x right here. Okay, so we're going to have to do multiple chain rules to get this. So we start with the most outside function, which is the cube root. When you have a power, which is 1/3, you subtract 1. You bring the 1/3 down, and you subtract 1. So dy over dx is equal to, we'll bring the 1/3 down. We'll rewrite the inside. So 3x to the fifth plus cosine of 4x to the, if we subtract 1, that's going to be negative 2/3. Okay, and then we multiply by the derivative of the innermost function, or not the innermost function, but the inner function. The innermost function is 4x. We'll get to that. So the derivative of the inside here, the derivative of 3x to the fifth is 15x to the fourth. And then the derivative of cosine, of course, is negative sine. We'll rewrite the inside, so minus sine of 4x. Now that has an inside as well, which means that needs a little chain rule on there. So when we take the derivative of the cosine 4x, we get negative sine 4x, and then the derivative of the inside is a 4. Okay, so that's the derivative right there. We're obviously going to have to clean that up a little bit before we present that as our final answer. So the first thing we want to take care of is this exponent, this negative 2/3 exponent. The negative brings this stuff inside this parentheses to the denominator, and then the 2 squares it, the 3 cube roots it. Then notice the 3 here is going to be in denominator as well. So if I write a line here, what goes on top? None of this stuff is going to go on top in the numerator. Just this stuff here is going to go on top. Okay, so I'll write that 15x to the fourth minus, let's see, the 4 sine 4x. Okay, that's in the numerator. Now the denominator, we have the 3. And then we've got the cube root of all this stuff, 3x to the fifth plus cosine of 4x, and then close that parentheses here and square. And that is your derivative.